Hello everyone. I'll put light on first. Right, that's better. Hello everyone. As it's the 8th of November 2013 and exactly 1 week since I purchased Battlefield 4, I thought I'd do, like I said, my last video, not so much a review but more my first personal impressions of this game. The things that I like about the game are the map size, as I mentioned on a previous video. I like the big maps for large teams so you can actually maneuver and not the COD tiny little teams on tiny little maps. The maps that I like the most, the few that I've played, is Dawnbreaker. That's quite a fun map. The Leichang Dam, I like that because you can maneuver quite well through the various buildings and that, and the matches tend to swing either way, the ones I've played, and especially Zavod 311, which I call the Tank Factory. That always has a pretty intensive battle that swings from either end of the map. I'll also include Siege of Shanghai, even though that map does have issues which I'll cover in the negative section. The team sizes, I've only played 64 player Conquest. At the moment I'm not so keen on the smaller team sizes because that means smaller maps, so I mostly stick with 64 player Conquest on large custom maps. The dynamic weather and lighting I also like, especially Dawnbreaker, where as you notice the lighting slowly changes from sort of semi-darkness into more or less full morning brightness for the end of the match. The personal emblem, that's a nice little touch that to put it on maps so you know who's who, and I've done one or two, but I've just narrowed it down mostly to just my country's flag colour, i.e. England, and bordered by two reefs for peace. The weapon range I like, but it's going to take a while to unlock all of them, and I also like how DICE have shown once again their expertise on sound, where the weapon firing sound changes if you're outside or inside buildings. Those are only the good things I can think of at the moment. On the flip side, the negative side are you all know the problem with the game. Full of bugs, and it's just unplayable at times. The Siege of Shanghai map, it was 3 times up to now. The game plays fine, and then as soon as the building starts to come down it just locks solid, and that's it. I gotta press the reset button and I lose all my places. The last one I was really on a good roll and the team was just edging ahead and it just pissed me off. DICE is going to have to pull their finger out, get this sorted, or they're going to have a disaster on their hands. I found 3 websites, I'll put them in the links below. It apparently, as expected, EA told DICE to rush this game out to compete with Call of Duty Ghosts, and all these problems essentially can be laid at EA's door. The netcode, also on the forums, that's not been touched apparently. Apparently it was bad netcode for Battlefield 3 and is still not touched it. I've not noticed any such problems myself, but I've not been playing it that much. But apparently the hit registration for various weapons is just awful. I don't like having to join the website to even get on the campaign. The campaign is just a single player. It should be customer based like Call of Duty 4's was. and even the Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. But I can understand EA, DICE, whatever, wanting to have a centralised statistics reference point, i.e. battle log, but I don't particularly care for having to actually always have to go onto the website, even if you want to play the campaign. The multiplayer I can understand, but not just the campaign. That's one thing I just don't care for. The emblem, as I said, is a nice little touch, but there's too few things to use to construct your emblem. I notice there's a lot more on the Premier Edition for extra, but unless DICE fixes this game, they're not getting another penny out of me. DICE have, according to some of the reports I've read, put server fixes on it, and the last time I was on the Siege of Shanghai, it didn't crash, so it might slowly be getting there, but as it is, I don't think the extra money is worth it till this game is really working as it should do. Game wise, as I said, I only played the custom maps in Conquest 64 for large teams. I tried a couple of rush maps, but they're different from the rush maps I played on Battlefield Bad Company 2, even though those maps were linear. The rush maps for Arcadia Harbour and Valparaiso, the one with the lighthouse, they seemed more like a progression through the map, and these maps not being as linear is, I don't know, I just don't get the same feeling of fun from them as I got from playing Bad Company 2. The maps that I don't particularly care for are Flood Zone. That seems to be a bit hit and miss. Once the fjord dam has been breached and everywhere's flooded, it becomes more a case of shoot, swim, die, shoot, swim, die. I don't really care for that map so much. The other one I've not played so much is Rogue Transmission. I've done two games on that, and it seems a bit underneath that radar dish, it seems more like a paintball range, open field. Not much in the way of cover, but I've not played that map so much, so I can't really comment. And Goldman Railway, that reminds me of the map Heavy Metal from Bad Company 2. There's a lot more cover in it, but it's more a vehicle centric map. It's better with 64 players instead of 32 players, but it still seems pretty empty at times. DICE should have gone up to 128 players then and put some more buildings on it, then it would have been more of an epic battle. Even the Siege of Shanghai map seems a bit empty at times, and you have to run around looking for opposing players. So don't know where DICE got the 128 players wouldn't be fun. So hopefully in Battlefield 5, if this game is reasonably successful, they might up the player count with the appropriate sized maps, even though 128 players in Operation Locker would be just stupid, as that's a linear little map, and 64 players in that seems quite enough for me. Anything else I want to say? as I said, I'll put the links for those 3 articles I found about the EA rushing DICE to finish this game up before COD Ghosts. Oh, I've also, as you know, I play on the PC. I've also read that the PC players for COD Ghosts have also run into an awful lot of trouble and problems and bugs, but then COD Ghosts is essentially an Xbox game. Up to now, the graphics for Battlefield 4, they're good. I quite like them, especially the interactive feature things that the game has, the little tweaks and tucks like shutting barriers and this, that and the other. That's quite adds to the immersion factor of the battle. And if they get this problem, especially with the netcode, fixed out, then the game should be, come on, thank you, the game should be quite well, but until then it's a question of wait till this big patch comes out that DICE says that they're gonna release. So I think that's about all I wanted to say. So as before, you know the routine: like, dislike, subscribe, whatever it is you want to do, it's all up to you. So until next time, bye.